vinyasa flow for you today. If you have a mat, grab it. If you don't, just grab a little floor space. You might want a block or a pillow, something to just kind of bring the ground up to you to make up that difference for a couple things. But if you don't have that, you will be perfectly fine. When you got all your stuff, we will get started on our backs. So you can lay all the way down on your mat. We will bring the soles of our feet to touch. We'll let our knees drop out nice and wide. Then I like to take one hand on my heart, one on my stomach for this. This hand on your stomach is really awesome to just kind of check in that your breath is coming from way down deep in your stomach, letting it fill and expand as you breathe in. And letting that breath out and let your stomach drop, kind of using your core to push it. Do that again, big breath in, stomach rises as you fill. And then a big breath out, let it empty. If you haven't closed your eyes down, you can. Just staying with those big breaths, stomach fills, big inhale, and a breath out. Do that again, big breath in, and a breath out. Staying right here, just taking this time to kind of draw all of your senses in. Do a little check-in with yourself. Just kind of noticing where you are today, where your thoughts are, where your body is. Just kind of noticing how you're doing. Another big breath in. And last big breath out. Draw our knees up. We can open our eyes. And we'll just float our feet off the mat. Just going to kind of bring our legs to a little tabletop here. We're going to take our knees and let them fall to the right side. Then we can look out to the left. Keep this left shoulder all the way grounded. And just taking a really gentle twist, getting heavy on your exhales. Find your obliques, use your core to do this. We're going to lift our knees right back up to the center. Let them drop to the left, and then we will look to the right. Again, find your core, let your knees lift up to the center. We're going to let our feet float their way down to the mat. And then just to get kind of set up in our core here, we're going to tuck our tailbone a lot. So if you find space under your low back, let's zip that all the way down to the mat. I like to bring one hand to my stomach again and feel your core. Like make sure it's on fire, it's doing the work here. So we're just tucking. So think drawing rib cage down and under, and tailbone like up and off the mat. So this should be a lot of core work right now. I know it doesn't look like you're doing a whole lot, but if you're really active, really tucked, this should be, you should be feeling something here. And then again, we're gonna keep this all going. Just float your feet right back off the mat, find that tabletop again. And then we're still zipped down to the mat. Don't let your low back creep off. We're gonna keep that down. Bring your palms to your thighs. We're gonna lift our head up, kind of crunching up and off the mat. And then you kind of have to create this resistance here. So we're gonna press into our thighs with our palms. And then let's flex all the way down to our toes as we lift up and off. Make sure that low back is still connected to the mat. We're gonna keep it there this whole time. I'm gonna take a big inhale. Stay breath out. Let's go breath in. right leg, breath out. Inhale back to tabletop. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, tabletop. Breath out. Breath in. Flexing all the way down to our toes, moving nice and controlled. Breath out, right leg. Breath in. We'll go for 4. Go for 3. For 2. We'll end right back in our tabletop. Gonna crunch our knees all the way into our chest here. Let your head rest. Neck is nice and soft. Just give yourself a big squeeze. I'm gonna bring our fingertips right back behind our knees. Just give yourself a little rock to get up to a seat. We're gonna try to land in boat pose. So rock yourself back and forward. If your toes find the mat, that's fine. You can keep them there. You can keep your hands behind your knees, or you can float your feet off. We will reach our palms out in front of us if you're feeling good. Again, we're gonna we're gonna squeeze through our shoulder blades, so we're not dumping into our low back. We're gonna lift nice and high. We'll take an inhale. And then a breath out. Cross your ankles. We're just making our way back to down dog. So you can ground down through your palms. This doesn't have to be too pretty. We will just step on back. And you can take some time here, maybe pedaling feet out, just getting used to down dog, used to your hamstrings. Take a peek at your palms. They're spread out super wide. Index fingers are facing forward, and your other fingers kind of point outward just a little bit, just so you don't dump into your wrists. And once you kind of feel like you're settled here, let's find a still down dog. We're just going to stay here for a couple breaths. You can always soften your knees in down dog. We want a nice straight line from our palms all the way out through our tailbone. So we will stay here with an inhale and a breath out. Let's go again, big breath in. Empty out. And one more big breath. Breath to empty. You'll inhale, look to the top of your mat. Walk your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Hang right there in ragdoll. Soften knees, grab opposite elbow. Feet are right underneath your hips. Let's correct any posture here, so totally parallel to the sides of your mat. Let your head fall heavy. Another breath in, and a breath to release those hands right down to the mat. We're going to roll up to standing. Take your time. When you get there, take a big inhale, full body stretch, palms reach to the sky. Exhale, cactus arms, elbows go out wide, heart opens. We're going again, big breath, you reach. Exhale, cactus arms. And one more big breath in. Exhale, big forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. You're going to look straight down to the mat, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, fold. Do that one more time. Inhale, half lift, find lots of length. Exhale, step back, high plank. You're going to take an inhale at the top. Exhale, you lower, find your flow. You can go halfway down for chaturanga, elbows right by your sides. Inhale, up dog. Tops of your feet find the mat. You'll pull shoulders way back and down. Exhale, down dog. You can do that all from your knees instead, or you can skip the whole thing, or we can shift forward, high plank. Lower all the way down to your stomach. Inhale for cobra, and then exhale, down dog. So you can try any of those on. You can switch them up every time, whatever sounds good. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, half lift. Breath out to fold. Root down as you rise. Big inhale, you reach. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, right back up. Exhale, big forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, you flow. High to low push up. Inhale, up dog. And a breath out, down dog. Let's go one more time through to get nice and warm. Inhale, lift to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, flat back. Empty and fold. Come all the way up. As you reach, you rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Breath out. We're going to stay here. We're going to go one more inhale, half lift. We're going to keep our right foot forward. We're going to step back with our left. So we landed in a slow lunge. Let your back knee lower all the way down to the mat. As you lift up, we'll just make sure our knees stay stacked over our ankle this whole time. I'm going to shift into this front knee here first. Let's reach our arms up and overhead, big breath. And then option, you can stay lifted if this feels awesome, or you can take cactus arms, bringing those elbows out nice and wide, finding a little baby back bend. Make sure this doesn't pinch in your low back at all. If it does, lift on up. Let's go one more big breath. Inhale, reach those arms up if they are down in cactus. Let's bring our hands down to the mat just to get set up here. And let this back foot swing back behind us. So we're kind of facing the long edge of our mat, the left side. Front toes stay facing forward. We're going to sink into this front knee. So if you're familiar with Warrior 2, this is kind of like a baby Warrior 2. We're going to stay sinking, so hips are kind of opening here to the side of your mat. Let's add our fingers when we're ready. So reaching front and back. You could be lifted way up here if this is enough for your hips. And we're just going to try to sink into that front knee, bringing it nice and wide now. Let's go another big breath. Breath out. You're going to inhale to lift up and straighten through that front leg. And then toes can stay down on the mat. You can kind of lift through your heel, whatever's comfortable. And we're going to take our right hand to our right shin as we reach up and over with that left. So just getting nice and long down this left side body. And don't dump towards the mat. We're going to try to spin and open all the way up to the ceiling. So looking up and under that left bicep. Let's go for another big inhale, big twist. And then a breath out right back up. Let's kind of move front to back in this with your breath. So we're going to exhale right into our baby warrior 2. Inhale to lift up, straighten. Exhale to take that big side body stretch. Inhale up. Exhale, baby warrior 2. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, big reach. Inhale, right back up. Land, baby warrior 2. We're going to cartwheel hands down to the mat. You can spin that back foot around with you. Let's fire up through those toes, low lunge. Take a big breath in. Exhale, big hop. We'll forward fold at the top of our mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let's flow. Inhale, up dog. And an exhale, down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or jump lightly. Inhale, half lift. Breath out, fold. Root down and rise all the way up through standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. This time our left foot stays forward, our right foot steps back. We're going to lower all the way down to that back knee. Untuck your toes and then lift on up. So whatever you did in this front low lunge on the right, take it on the left. You can just go straight up to the sky if that's plenty. You're going to add those cactus arms. We'll exhale, elbows reach out to the side walls. You're going to think they're going like back towards each other behind you. Go one more breath in, breath out. We're going to inhale, reach those arms high. Exhale, they can float down to the mat just to get set up. We're going to sweep this, our right foot back behind us, spinning to the long edge of our mat. And again, you can take your time to get set up. I know this is a little awkward to get into. So we should be open to the long edge of our mat, sinking right back into that front knee. And our baby warrior 2. Gonna bring this knee nice and wide out. Add those arms when you're ready. So this doesn't feel like the best under my back knee. So if you have a towel or a shirt, you could double up your mat even, just folding it under, if you are having that feeling under your bottom knee. Let's go one more here. Breath out. We're going to inhale to lift and straighten through that front leg. Once you get set up here, you're nice and balanced. We're going to let our left arm float down to our shin, reach up and over with our right. And then again, don't let that right shoulder float down to the mat. We're going to peel it all the way up and open like we're kind of twisting to the sky. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, let's lift ourselves right back up. Exhale, warrior 2, or baby warrior 2. Inhale, you straighten. Exhale, big reach. Inhale, right back up. Exhale, baby warrior 2. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, you reach. Inhale up. Exhale, land in that baby warrior 2. Cartwheel arms down to the mat. Your back foot can spin back behind you. Tuck those toes under low lunge. You're going to take a big hop, get to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to flow. High to low push up if it's there. If not, you can step right back down dog. Inhale, up dog. And a breath out, hips go high. Big breath in. And a breath to empty. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, let's hug that knee all the way into our chest. We're going to shift forward nice and slow, so we're kind of in a high plank with that right knee tucked up and under us. We're going to set that foot down nice and soft. Come all the way up, find big warrior 2. So our front toes, front knees should be just the same as that baby warrior 2. We're nice and low, we're peeling it out wide. And now our back foot's totally parallel to the back of our mat. And we're going to wrap that back edge all the way down so this hip starts to pop open. Add your arms when you're ready. You're going to inhale, flip that front hand, go up and back, big reach. And then exhale, bring that front forearm to your front knee, side angle, reach up to the sky with your left. This is when a block could come in handy, so you could drop this bottom hand all the way down to the mat, or if you need a couple inches, a block, a book, a pillow could be good. And this left shoulder is not dipping down. We're going to spin it up and open to the ceiling. Take an inhale. Big giant twist. We're going to give you fill. Breath out. Let's go one more big breath. And a breath to lift you up, warrior 2. I'm going to take all of this to the back of our mat, our back hip and knee. So just straighten through your front leg as you bend in your left. Options for hands, they can just float down to the mat, staying nice and lifted, just in this kind of deep side lunge. Or you can drop all the way down into your hip, popping your front toes up to the sky. And if you do that, your back heel could float off the mat or it could stay grounded. So just find some happy medium between all of those, whatever feels good. We'll try to use our strong leg muscles. We're gonna go right back to warrior two. As smooth as you can, press off that back knee. Land in your front, reach your arms forward, big breath, flip your front hand, we're going up and back, big reverse. Exhale, big cartwheel, hands find the mat. Step back, high plank. And we'll flow. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And the breath out, down dog. Do that all for our left inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, hug that knee into your chest, just in our high plank for now. Hugging up and in, one more big breath in. Exhale, set your foot down, come up, find warrior two. We're gonna get nice and low in our front knee, feeling it out wide, checking in with that back foot. Add your arms as you reach. Inhale, flip your front hand, we're going up and back, big breath in. Exhale, front forearm, front knee, side angle. Top fingertips to the sky. We're pretty much weightless on this bottom arm, so just use it to press and twist. Don't use it to load your weight. If you found that bottom hand down on the mat, you can test that out on the left. Find our top fingertips with our gaze if it feels okay on your neck. If not, look straight out to the side wall. Let's go one more big inhale. Exhale your way up, warrior two. Inhale, two, reverse. Oh, I'm sorry, we'll stay in warrior two, my bad. We're gonna take this all to the back of our mat. Bending in that back knee, we are facing the side. Whatever deep side lunge you took on the right, find it on the left so you can stay nice and lifted. You can drop way down into your hip. You can always pop onto, or lift that heel up. Pop more onto your toe. My sides feel a lot different, so if yours do, that is totally fine. Go another big breath in. Exhale, we're going to use our leg muscles. Press into that back knee, land right back in warrior two, just as smooth as you can make it. Now we'll reverse. Inhale, flip that front hand, go back. Exhale, big cartwheel, hands to the mat. Step back nice and controlled, and you flow. Chaturanga. Breath in, and a breath out. Big inhale, and a breath to empty. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, hug it through, set it down, warrior two. Gonna straighten this front leg out all the way this time. Hips stay nice and open to the side wall. We're gonna reach, reach, reach towards our front toes and then fold for triangle. So this hand could find a block or whatever you're using as your little prop. If it comes down towards your shin, just don't load that. You're gonna stay nice and lifted, use your core for that work. Look to your fingertips, we're still twisting and opening here. Breath in, and we'll come right back up. Let's bring these front toes over to the side wall. Hands catch your hips, we'll lift high with our heart, big inhale. And then an exhale, fold way out over your toes. Let your hands float down to the mat once you get folded. And then if you have any, like a headstand in your practice, hops for a handstand, you're welcome to play around here. I'm going to take a big giant forward fold, so I'm just going to grab my big toes with my peace fingers. And then you can always soften your knees. You could heel toe feet in a little closer if you need to. We're just going to encourage our chest down through our thighs. Let your head fall nice and heavy. Look back behind you. You can release your toes, headstands float down if you are lifted. We'll bring our hands to the mat, halfway lift, catch your hips. Use your core to rise up to standing. You're going to land right back in warrior two. Inhale to reverse. We're going to cartwheel our hands to the inside of our front foot. So you can pop onto your back toes. And then this front foot goes nice and wide, so you might heel toe it out even wider. And then let your back knee float all the way down. So if this is plenty on your hips, you can stay lifted on your fingertips. If you're in need of a little more, you can jump or drop down to your forearms or that pillow if it's there for you. And then I like to roll to the pinky toe edge of my front foot. Let my knee drop out nice and wide, so I'm kind of like open to the side here. Stay for another breath. And come up onto our palms if you're not. Gonna ground down through that front foot, curl your back toes under, step back, high plank. And then an exhale, we'll shift back down dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bring that knee all the way through, find warrior two. I'm going to straighten through our front leg once you're here, nice and open. We're going to reach over our front toes, find triangle, dropping down. I kind of think about pressing my hip flexors forward so this whole front plane stays nice and open. Looking up to my top fingertips, use your breath. One more big twist. Inhale, lift yourself up. We'll take one more big wide, or 5-pointed star, big forward fold. Front toes come over to the side wall, heart lifts high with an inhale. Exhale, way out and over. Again, whatever sounds best. I'm going to stay in my forward fold still. I'm going to walk my hands back behind my heels this time, and then kind of encourage my chest through. You can inhale, press onto palms. Gonna lift all the way up to standing, land right back in your warrior two. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, cartwheel, hands to the inside of your front foot. And then again, you can walk that front foot out nice and wide. Dropping to your back knee once you get there. You can stay lifted onto palms if this was plenty, or you can drop all the way down to forearms. I'm going to play around with dumping to the pinky toe edge, knee drops out nice and wide. On your next inhale, press right back up onto palms. You're going to ground down through our hands. We'll slide this front foot back, high plank. And then an exhale, down dog. Take an inhale, right leg up and over. So we're going to let this leg lift and then bend through your knee. Let your heel drop back behind you. You can stay right here if this is plenty for you. I'm going to let this top foot float all the way down to the mat for Wild Thing. So it's going to drop back behind me. And then once I get there, my right leg straightens. Lift your hips and your heart all the way up to the sky as you reach forward. Big breath in. Let's lift one more big inhale. And I'll bring myself right back over, find down dog. Let's try that all on the left. So feet come to touch. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, opening from the hips so you can stay here. This is totally fine. Or you can try to flip, finding Wild Thing. Loading your right hand. Let that foot float down to the mat, nice and soft. And I'm going to spin and twist up and open to the sky. Reach forward. Go one more big lift, big reach. And I'll bring myself back over. Down dog. Pedal feet out, take a breath. I'm going to bring our right knee through, letting it drop down to the mat for half pigeon. And take this front foot and we're going to encourage it out from underneath us. Ideally, the shin would be parallel to the top of your mat. That's if your hips are super open, so most of us probably won't be there. We're going to sit nice and high. Left hip faces the mat. And then again, you can stay super lifted. You can lower down onto forearms, find a pillow. And if all of this is just too much for you, you can flip onto your back and take a little figure four. So you're welcome to stay right here. I'm going to show that figure four if you need it. You just roll on down and then take your right ankle over your left knee. And then grab your left shin or your thigh. And if you're here, you want to encourage your right knee away from you. If you're anywhere close to a wall, you can put this left foot against the wall and then it does that hug in for you and you don't have to use that thigh or shin anymore. We're going to stay here a couple breaths in that half pigeon or that modified version on your back. Next inhale, use your palms, press on up. I'm just going to unwind this. We're going to find down dog. If you're on your back, you can just switch sides and stay right where you are. And when you're ready, we'll bring our left knee through, let it drop all the way down. And then maybe encourage that foot out from under us just a little. Set it nice and tall. And we're going way out and over. Another good option for blocks, blankets, towels are under this lifted glutes. So if your glute muscle is like super tight, holding you way up here, it's never going to open and relax. So finding something to kind of take that weight from you is really helpful. And then you can kind of sink and exhale down onto that towel or blanket. Just kind of hang out here instead of doing a lot of work. Use your exhales here. So on your breath out, let those glutes go. And find that release, find that drop. another breath in, breath out. And inhale, press up onto palms. This time we're just going to sink onto this lifted glute, let your right leg swing around. We'll just roll all the way down onto our backs. Let's actually bring our heels in to touch our fingertips. I'll just do one bridge before we release into Shavasana to open these hip flexors back up. So ground down through your feet. We will take an inhale and lift. Hips press right up to the sky. And keep your legs nice and strong. They're coming straight out of your hips, not splaying out wide, not ducking in. Let's keep them nice and squared off. You might tuck your shoulder blades underneath your back. You might interlace your fingertips if you can find them. If you do that, press down, lift even higher. It should feel good on your low back, so if you're feeling any pinch, any pull, just back off a little. Lift up one more big breath. And then release, hips go all the way down to the mat. I'll hug our knees right into our chest, give yourself a big giant squeeze. And then an exhale, release for Shavasana. We'll take our feet as long and wide as our mat is. Palms go down by your sides, they can face up. Let's get nice and heavy here. Big breath in. Breath out. As you lay here, kind of noticing, you can notice the space that you've created, that space that you created physically in your body as you stretched and moved. Maybe you notice you have a little extra space in between your breath. A little pause. You might even have a little extra space in between your thoughts. And then giving yourself a breath of gratitude for the space that you created for yourself. This 30 minutes that you took for you. Just a space in your day to kind of slow down and breathe, move, do something that feels good. If you have the time, you're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. But if not, you can lift on up. Just bring hands to heart center. Take a big breath to seal class together. Breath in, breath out. Thank you guys so much for joining me for class today, and I will see you next week. Namaste.